Previously on 2 Past Midnight.
How long are we going to look at this dead body?
Well, I wanted to make sure it was not a live body.
You want me to go up check?
As you're getting within like 20 meters or so, you can start to see it looks like maybe he was attacked by some sort of animal.
It looks like they were attacked by bear.
Do you know if any of the other patrols found anything?
From what I've overheard, it does not seem like anyone heard anything or saw anything.
I'm sorry we have gotten distracted from looking for your son.
I mean, it's not even distracted. The trail went cold.
This is where we open. We see a group of people that appear to be dressed in civilian clothes. And they've got burlap sacks over top of their heads. And we see them lined up. Then we hear somebody say, "Fire!" Brrrr, 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 brrrr. You start seeing people drop to the ground. We would pull out, and all of that was in English, right? And we look around and we see military units that had just shot all these people that look like they were civilians. And we'd pull out a little bit more and we would see Natalie and Noah watching this from a distance up in Cynthiana as you've been watching the town for a little bit.
Noah, what the fuck is this shit? Do you see this?
This is a little bit more than I was expecting. I mean, we don't know who they were. Was it like, is this just how you keep people in line anymore?
I mean, they could have been criminals maybe, but I haven't seen any courts. I mean, and to shoot that many people, I mean, that's bordering on war crimes.
Yeah. I mean, best case scenario, that was, some sort of criminals. Worst case scenario, I don't even want to think.
Worst case scenario, we're getting into some kind of, I don't know, genocide or culture war or oppression or I don't even know.
Either way, I don't want anywhere near any of that, but
they've already conscripted people from Butler.
Yeah. I mean, it's just so weird because like we were initially just like, oh, they are amassing people, they're amassing need, and now we're just seeing them mow people down. I need to know more.
Yeah, and it looked like about dozen and a half people or so somewhere between 12, 18 people.
That they could have been criminals. They could have been marauders. This could be totally. I mean, there could have been a trial that we missed, or I don't even know.
There's only two reasons you publicly execute that many people: if you're trying to get people to toe the line, or if you're trying to rally your cause.
Isn't that the same thing?
I mean, if you're trying to get people to side with you to do bad things, you know, this amps them up for people they hate. Or if you're just saying, you step out of line, well, so it's either fear or, I
mean, not to get too into the weeds, but those are the same thing.
Yeah, it's all fear-based, but it's just a matter of
which
whether
side of the coin you're on.
They're just trying to desensitize the masses to be like, see how easy killing is, join us and let's go kill more.
Are you... Okay, I can go in there and do my best to make this look... To find out as much as we can.
Do we waltz in there within the hour of a mass killing, or do we let things settle down and not let them on that we've seen the way things are handled here?
I can probably bullshit my way through that because I've been talking to people like that pretty much my entire career. Are you okay with going with me, or do you want to stay here?
Here's the thing. If they know we've seen that, we don't leave that place.
They don't know we've seen anything. They don't know we're here yet.
They don't know we're here, but if we're going in soon, they're going to assume we've seen some of this.
Oh, no. We're not going in right now.
That's what I'm saying. I say let it cool, let them, hose the blood off the town square for a bit. Because I don't want to let on that we've seen any of this.
No, we'll give it 12 to 24 hours to let it settle down because the player doesn't remember what time of day it is. And we can go in the following day and see how things are.
I'm fine with that. 100%.
Evening. It's evening.
Okay, so we can go in the morning and take a look around and get a feel for the town. If it seems like everything is on the up and up, then it could have been criminals out on the road, marauders.
What was that? 12, 20 people? That's a lot of marauders. That's a lot of captives.
How big were biker gangs before this happened? How big were drug distribution rings before this happened? Criminal organizations, it could be a large criminal organization that just, for the sake of expediency, maybe they had a trial, maybe they didn't, but we need to find out,
While you guys are talking about this, like in the distance, if you were still looking through binoculars, which I'm assuming you are, they're like dragging bodies away and like tossing them into the back of like a 5-ton, basically, to then dispose of somewhere else. But they're cleaning up.
I don't know. I'm leaning more towards genocide, but that's just me.
Look, I don't trust this, period. But that doesn't mean the way we're seeing it now is how it actually is. So we could be jumping to assumptions, we could be jumping to conclusions.
So let's stop. Let's take a second. We know 2 facts. We know they steal people, and we know they murder them in mass. That's all we know. And both of those things scare the living piss out of me.
She looks over at him and smiles. You weren't a history professor by chance, were you?
Yeah, I dabbled in a little bit of history, and there's a few different regimes that have these 2 things in common, and they're fairly well known.
We cut away. We cut back to the team, the main group, Emmett and Murph and Merrick. And they're in Grozek, and we've kind of been with them for a little while. They're in the center of town at this point, in kind of that area where everyone is amassed that was on the outskirts of town after the artillery had come in. You guys have gone out, done your patrol, come back. You've talked to the guy that's kind of in charge of town, Christoph, and Nadia. You guys had kind of been discussing what your plan was at this point, because if I remember correctly, you guys had found out about the other lady, Nadia, who's looking for her husband and like the group that he went out with, and they're missing, and all that. And Dr. Delinsky's been kind of trying to figure out the water supply situation and like the waste disposal, to figure out a system to do something about this cholera epidemic that they have right now.
All right, guys, not to be the guy here who panics or anything, but we've done our good deed for the day. We did our patrol. We reported back to them. Let's get out of here before we're either shelled again or they find out we murked some of their people. Is there a way we can just kind of move along now?
Lower your voice.
By the way, it's evening time, so Kyle, real quick before you continue, roll me a weather roll.
A 6.
It is sunny now, as the sun's starting to set.
We still need Dr. Dolinsky if we're going to find a place with disease. Because we need his expertise. So we cannot go without Dr. Dolinsky. He is actually very important for what we need.
All right, well then do you want to talk to him and find out when he might be ready for travel?
I can go see, but he seems very fixed on making sure water supply is okay.
Well, I don't really feel like sending a season here.
Spending a what here?
A season?
A
Summer.
season. Oh, like summer. Oh, all summer. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Or a fortnight here. Something like that.
Fortnight. What is that?
2 weeks.
night
It's 2
you
weeks.
spend
It's
in
an old-timey
2
Abe
weeks?
Lincoln talked about it.
Okay, okay.
Either way, I'm just saying, like, I get it, but like, we've gotten all we need from this town, and the longer we stay here, the more likely it is that we're going to be found out and lynched. So I would like to mosey along to whatever the next death trap we find is.
Okay, so here's what we do. We stay quiet, and we make sure we do everything we can to fix water. Okay?
Okay, something I'm great at, water fixing.
Whether you are good at it or not, get good at it.
Get good, scrub. Gotcha.
I will go talk to Dr. Dolinsky and see how long he thinks this project will take.
He already said, like, it's going to take a couple weeks to get everything squared away. You guys already asked him.
Fuck. I forgot.
Yep, I know. That's why I was trying to abbreviate the... Yeah.
That was the exact reason I
Okay,
used
so
the
a
word
couple
fortnight,
weeks.
because I thought it was a 2-week cycle.
And Merrick, I know it may not seem that way, that I said it was justified, but I do really feel bad about Nadia's husband.
Technically, you guys don't know for a fact.
No, we're making assumptions. Yes.
No, I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page. But it's a good assumption to make, though.
It'd be a hell of a coincidence.
There's one hex out, and you take negatives if you continue to try to hunt in the same hex, and you were one hex out from town when this happened. So, and you guys didn't specifically ask what direction they had left town in,
I don't want to know.
but that would also look suspicious if you did, I guess.
Tell me more about these missing people.
What direction did they go from town?
Did the rifles they were carrying look like these?
Huh, that's interesting.
What were they wearing?
Do you have brown hair? A little bit of a mustache? Nope, never seen him.
Never seen them before. Do you have like this one specific tattoo right here? Yep, never seen that before.
Birthmark right on face.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, that's exactly your husband? Nope, never seen him. Weird.
Nope, never seen him before.
Did he have this ring?
Anyway,
I think if we are going to go on, we will have to go without Dr. Dolinsky.
I mean, he was nice to have for a translator, but I mean, at the end of the day, we're the same unit without him.
We do. I mean, Merrick does speak the native language.
I speak 3 languages, actually.
Yeah. So we're okay in that department. It would be the medical that we need.
Yeah, in the happenstance that we actually find the thing we're looking for is when he would be very needed.
Right, because we wouldn't know what we were looking at, probably, based off of the 4 of us.
I have some basic medical knowledge, but not enough, not in the same...
Not enough to be
Level.
able to identify and contain and take and make a antidote for
vaccine.
Well, here's the good news. We haven't found jack crap in weeks.
All you got to do is take the virus, put it in eggs, Done.
Dead virus.
Does Merrick know that?
Don't worry, we'll kill it first.
Stab, stab, stab.
Everyone's infected.
And now it's a super bug. All right. So, yeah. Anyway, so.
You were saying, Lieutenant Bruce.
Yeah, I mean, we've been, scratching everything we've been looking for to try to find this virus lab or the beginning of this or anything. We haven't found anything. So, I don't know that leaving Doc behind is going to influence anything. Maybe it'll cause us to actually find something instead of just a whole lot of nothing, which is all we've done for 2 straight weeks.
Yeah, possibly. But the lab is more important. If we find lab, we know where Doctor is. If we find lab within a week or 2, we can come back and get Doctor.
100%. If we find the lab, I'll personally truck it back and get him for us.
So we are on... I agree with that. I think if Dr. Dolinsky stays here, maybe we are lucky and he stays here. And we find lab. Once we find lab, we can come back and get him, or maybe, at least we know where Doctor is.
Emmett's got one of those carrier pigeons, so I think we'll be all right.
No, he has note from carrier
Yeah.
pigeon. It's a different thing.
I thought they were friends.
Besides, see, carrier pigeons only work as like one-way transport. You can only send pigeon from your location back to its home. So, it's not two-way
So
communication. It's
we should take a
commonly
pigeon with us?
misunderstood. That is not how they work.
Oh.
That's a different pigeon.
What
by the
about
way.
like the wood pigeons? I heard they're smart.
They're intolerably stupid.
Either way, I mean, again, I know nobody's asking for a vote, but let's get out of here.
Captain Emmett.
Did we, do we know which direction we plan on heading? I mean, based off of the mirror, the information in the book, the whatever we think might be the next piece of this puzzle. Wow.
We've spoken about it before, but I would like to try mirror, not reverse mirror.
Okay, so we're going to go directly across from.
Yes.
All right.
That is at least next rational option.
Well, speaking of rational options, are we going to take off out of here with none of y'all having any food?
We have hunted before, we can get more, huh?
Well, it's fine. There's just no guarantees as we take off from here. I just didn't know if anybody wanted to try and kick around under some rocks around here and see if they couldn't come up with something.
There are no guarantees in any of what we do.
Well, yeah, I am aware of that. I'm just saying I didn't know if anybody wanted to try and rustle up some grub before we head out.
Did we officially decide to give all of our food to Nadia?
Well, I mean,
Merrick did.
Merrick did, and then I think 1 or 2 of you decided
I did
to say
not.
yes.
I specifically
yes, I'm doing it, and I
did
made
not.
sure I said nothing.
Yes, I specifically did not give up anything.
I think I said I'd give one, so I'll remove one.
GM, I only gave away the asterisk-laden moose jerky.
Roll a d10, because you had 5 of them, right? Or was it 6 total?
I had 6 at one point, yeah.
Okay, well then roll a d6. And if you and I roll the same number, then yes, you did.
It was a 6.
Okay. You definitely gave away that one.
Son of a bitch, that backfired twice.
Keep playing with fire, Kyle.
It's the only way I know how to do it.
It's a very specific kink.
All right, so, well, as I said, you guys are in the evening. you're kind of in this group of people in the park still in the center of town. What is your plan? What are you going to do for the evening shift?
Okay, we all kind of chatted. If we head out right now, do we still get our evening movement before we...
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
do that.
Then I would say let's head out this evening shift and we will camp once it's dark. Like we had been doing. And then Murph, Novak can take Dark Watch, and then Emmett and LT will take Morning Watch.
Ref, quick question.
Yeah.
When do you qualify as starving?
Technically you're starving if you haven't eaten that day. That just means like if you sleep, you can't heal.
Already there.
Okay. So you would not be able to heal.
Oh, yeah, already. I did not heal last time I slept because of that.
Yeah.
Okay. So Merrick's going to take watch? Is that where Merrick and Murph are up?
No, we are going to leave.
Oh, we're leaving out?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're going to leave town because we're able to travel this evening shift. So we can make our 2 movements evening, go 2, and then we'll do our normal camp at dark, and then
Gotcha.
morning sleep rotation.
Brian, I love you, man. I thoroughly appreciate how you play Emmett. I love it.
All right. So you guys are going to head out of town in the middle of the night, or on the way towards the middle of the night in the evening.
Basically, as the sun's setting, we're moving.
It's funny because I think you guys slept and shit during when you got back in because you were out all night, and that was what happened to your morning shift and your day shift was.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So you guys start heading out of town. You end up going past the. I don't know. I guess if you're going out the same way you came in, are you going out that same?
Merrick would run past Dr. Dolinsky real quick and let him know what's going on.
Bye, Doctor.
Okay. See you later. Have fun.
No, Dr. Dolinsky, I understand that you want to make sure that the cholera epidemic here is taken care of. We still have this lab that we need to find. We're going to go out and see if we can find it. If we do find it, hopefully we can come back here and seek your aid. Do you have any intentions of leaving this place anytime soon? Like, what are your plans?
No, I could wait here for you. Currently my help would definitely be useful around here. So yeah, I could wait.
If you don't hear back from us within a month, assume you won't.
That's fair. And if for some reason I leave, I'll leave a message so that you know where I went to.
Thank you. Yeah, we would appreciate that. It's like the times of our grandparents and great-grandparents, huh?
Yeah.
All right. I wish you luck, Doctor.
Thank you. You too.
Don't eat shit.
You either. I don't.
You're the
plan
one
on it.
dealing with cholera, so
I am.
Good luck.
I am. Well, they probably have a better chance with it now than they did before. All right, and you guys are heading out. I don't know which direction out of town you're going. You came in from the south on the main road, where that checkpoint
Southwest.
was.
Southwest?
Right? I'm going strictly off of memory.
Well, you came into town from the south. You came from the hex to the southeast.
Right.
When you originally
we
came
came
in.
up the road.
But the road, you go up.
Yeah.
It goes north. The road goes
Right.
north and
That's
south.
through the checkpoint.
Yeah.
To Warsaw.
Yeah. And
Okay, so if we go south and then southwest, because we're not looking at the map.
right. I know.
Map.
Map.
But the point was more so, are you just going to go out the way you came in, or were you going to try to sneak out some other way, or that was the point?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think we need to sneak out.
No, I don't think. I mean, we seemed like everything was on the up and up when we left. So we helped where we could. We left the doctor with him, and we'll be back if we find anything.
Okay.
But yeah, I would say we'd go right back out the checkpoint we came in.
Okay. All right, so as you guys are headed out of town, you go past the checkpoint you came in, and the same guy, Prim, that you talked to a few times is there. He's like, oh, are you heading back out on a patrol?
We're actually heading out to continue looking for Emmett's son. We don't know if we'll be back. If we're lucky, we'll be back in a couple weeks. If not, I wish you good luck.
Yeah, good luck to you then. Thank you for your help so far. We'll keep a good eye on Dr. Dolinsky.
Please. He's a good man.
And you guys head out. Roll me a... depending on which way you guys go, definitely a recon roll. And then a recon roll at a -1 for the lighting. And then which hex are you intending on going to, I guess is my question.
Yeah, we'd continue straight south, one more hex, and then probably veer off the path there once it's open terrain.
And then southwest?
Yeah.
So you're going back to the bear hex?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so recon -1?
Yes. And then you won't have to worry about survival roll for that first hex.
2 and a 6, only one.
Okay. 2 and a 6. And then roll me, depending on which way are you continuing along that yellow line? Is that your plan then, Brian?
Yeah, I would say we kind of... Yeah, we'll go across the yellow line for now.
Okay, then roll me a survival roll at that point for navigation.
Roll is... That is a 3 and a 4. So I'm going to push that.
Okay.
That's an 8 and a 6.
Okay, so you don't get lost. So you can move into that hex.
Can I not
Jeremy,
roll the survival?
You can. I just said roll a survival roll. I don't care who's rolling.
I just meant in general, because we've been doing it this way. I didn't know if the same person could roll both, because I have a B and a C survival.
I don't know. Emmett's the one who says he always has the map, so
That
he's
makes
been rolling
sense.
it. But I don't care.
I'm fine with it.
I thought there was something when we were driving or something that made it to where the same person couldn't do recon and survival.
Yes.
Emmett, what is your survival?
C and a C.
Emmett has a 61% chance of success. A B and a C
It's slightly
has
higher.
A 69% chance of success.
Nice.
I think
So,
it's because you
61.
used to have a B and a D, Chris, if I remember correctly, is why Emmett was rolling it, and you might have increased it from a D to a C.
That sounds like it's exactly right.
Yeah.
I mean, we can keep doing it this way. I couldn't, it's fine. However you guys want to do it.
Hey, he's in charge. So, right?
Sure.
I 100% don't care how you do it. It's whoever, one person rolls it. It doesn't matter to me. Like, one way or the other.
For some reason, I had it in my head that one person couldn't do both.
All right, so by the rules, it says you can combine it with marching. Right? Let's see. Navigation. Yeah, I mean, anybody could roll it, ultimately. So. Because it doesn't specify that you can't. Because it's not like you're doing that for the whole shift. You know what I mean? You're just... Because I could navigate by myself, you know?
As he does quite often.
Yeah. But anyway. Kyle, roll me 2d10, please.
That would be a 3 and a 1.
Okay.
Captain Emmett, I think once we get to a city, we should go around. Or at least before we go into city, maybe take time to look. But if we don't want to take time to look, then we have to take time to go around. Either way, I think our purpose is bigger than whatever is in city.
Emmett would just kind of get a little half a grin on his face, and he'd be like, yeah, I absolutely agree with you.
Was this already planned? I see smirk on face.
Nope, I just 100% agree with you.
Oh, good. We are on same page. Okay.
All right, Chris, so you guys are going along, and it's starting to get darker, but up ahead, about 240 meters from you, you notice what looks like a crater, like you've seen in numerous places before. It looks like it's about, 180 meters across.
Golly. So, yeah,
I'm sorry, 150 meters across.
Yeah, that 30 meters makes a big difference.
He stops and lets them catch up. Yeah, we got another massive crater up here that we're going to have to circumvent.
But you also see like debris and, the remnants of vehicles and shit in there.
And Bruce, there is nothing there.
Are you sure?
There is nothing worth your life in there.
All right, gentlemen, looks like we're going to have to double back and get out around this, so let's, I guess we'll move back and probably have to set up camp back where we came from.
Yeah, it'd be like wasting a hex of movement into the next shift to circumvent it, basically. But that goes into the nighttime, which means you wouldn't be able to make camp until going into the morning. No, because you have to use half of your nighttime shift to circumvent it. Yeah.
Well, then we might as well go one more hex at night if we can do anything else anyway.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I'm right. I'm with you.
So,
yeah.
To put us close to the river?
I would say that, yeah. If we're...
I mean, you can still continue in the same direction. You can still continue in the same direction. You just have to,
You just lose
You're just losing a whole hex of movement, is all.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so then then we'll continue one hex further on after circumventing that, and we will basically just that'll burn up the entire night shift to do so.
Mm-hmm.
So then we will start our shift rotations at first light of the morning. But we're going to need survival and a recon.
Yeah, so you're going to need a survival roll and a recon roll. And the recon roll now, since we're at nighttime, Kyle, roll me a d6 for weather.
It's a 1.
Cloudy. -3.
Since we're going to touch up by the bend in the river, we should refill our canteens.
You'd have to technically go to a whole other hex for that one. So you could go one hex and then down a hex to get to the river. Because it's not in your hex.
I don't know about you, but I did that before I left the village.
You did? Cool.
What, with cholera water?
Cool.
No, thank you. Mine didn't.
Yeah,
did you, Kyle?
I am down the water. I didn't collect duty water.
Did you fill up there, Kyle?
I'm going to say Doc probably advised us not to.
Okay, did you say the recon roll's -3?
Yeah.
So, recons... Mm-hmm. 7 and a 5.
Okay.
And then survival?
Well, whoever was navigating, I don't...
I mean, yeah, you got to be in a C, so go for it.
6 and a 1.
Okay. Yep, you don't get lost. So you're in the hex you wanted to go into. And you go along. Dark, it's night, and you guys are in mostly open area, so same thing as but it's cloudy now. The clouds started to roll in based off of Kyle's one roll, and so it's real fucking dark. And you'll see like little patches of trees that you can kind of move from to another one, like little islands, essentially, like you're island tree hopping at that point. And as you're going, it seems fucking quiet. And the weird thing is like the further you guys keep going through all of this from the beginning, like it seems like before, even though you wouldn't run into a lot of activity, but it just seems like even more and more as the months go on, it's more desolate. You know, like that, it's really starting to sink in just how much less society there is around it. You know, like you'll go by an old farmhouse and it's just fucking dark. You know, you don't even see like the fireplaces anymore. You know, like people are congregating for, you know, safety reasons in different areas. And so that isolated farmhouse that's like fallen over, you know, nobody's there. Or like you'll just see an abandoned house and it's fucking quiet. Like you have no idea what happened to the people that were there at one time. And you are continuing on. And we're through the night shift now. You guys want to make camp?
All right, so survival to make camp and recon to hide it.
Yeah.
7 and a 3, so 1 success on making camp and to hide it. 10 and a 2, so 2 successes.
Okay. 2 successes. So tell me what this camp looks like.
We're pretty much out in the open, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the terrain's open, but there's still going to be like trees and shit like that. So based off of your 2 successes on recon?
2 on recon, yeah.
Yeah. Tell me what that looks like.
Yeah, and kind of make it in between like a little clump of trees that's there. Use branches to cover our area. Whatever scraggly branches there are left, just to try to blend in as much as possible.
Mm-hmm. You guys kind of start seeing that first light of the morning shift start to come up in the east. And, Kyle, morning, weather.
Dude, I'm back and forth at 6. It's either a 6 or a 1.
All right, sunny now. And it is the morning of the 9th of July.
So, Murph was making camp in the morning time.
Yes.
Who's on watch? Who's going to sleep?
Well, I mean, with it being morning, I can. It doesn't. I guess it doesn't really matter. Normally, you do night watch as Merrick to give us the benefit because you are a little better. Daytime, afternoon is what we're going to be sleep rotation through now.
So
Positive,
daytime
negative.
is going to be daytime is going to be 0 negatives. So you should. Still
Yeah, the
take
morning's going to get the
daytime, I think.
-1 for
Okay,
the
that's
dim
fine.
light.
Then we'll keep the sleep rotation the same. You Murph, me LT.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Kyle, roll me a d10.
That would be a 3, sir.
Okay. That's what I need now.
Recon for the watch got a 2 and a 6.
2 and a 6?
Yes, sir.
All right, yeah. So, like I said, the sun starts to come up, and you're sitting there, and you're looking around from that little patch of trees where Chris had found for you guys, and you're kind of watching around you, and it's fucking desolate and quiet and fucking lifeless, you know, other than the plants, I guess, you know, the grass that you see and the trees that you're hiding in. And even for them, like the leaves just aren't as lush as they, you know, once were, you know, even for like July at this point, you're like, fuck man, this used to be a beautiful country, you know? And, you don't hear any birds. It's just the wind rustling across the countryside. And we cut away. Cut back into Krakow. We see Staff Sergeant Dabrowski and Doc, the HM1 that was with him before. And, the ambassador is there too. The woman that's the acting ambassador at this point from the U.S., quote unquote, because she was kind of in charge of the consulate at that point when everything went to shit. And she's acting as the ambassador because she's the only person left to fill that position. And you guys are in a briefing room, and that original ambassador that you had taken from Warsaw is gone. He's not there now at this point. So you're like, where the fuck happened to that guy? I mean, but the audience doesn't know what happened to him. And HM1's briefing. Everybody's like, yeah, that virus is going through the city fast. They've been quarantining different sections. The whole center here where we are, they have it locked down. It's fucking chaos out there. They have whole neighborhoods quarantined. They, block by block, just that's kind of what the troops' main focus is, the police and the military. They're just martial law, basically. I mean, more so than it was before.
Ma'am, so what we're thinking here is we're gonna shut down the consulate and no one in or out. So what we'll do is we'll provide security. All the guys are going to be wearing masks. They're going to be going through NBC protocols. They're going to be washing, cleaning. We're going to get as much charcoal as we can get our hands on to help clean this off and make sure we're good. But anyone inside the consulate needs to stay here.
Yeah, the main problem is going to be getting food and supplies. And I mean, we have some food. I mean, for a little while, we can wait out some of it. But at some point, we're going to have to get food, supplies, and water.
Right, Doc, I know. I'm working on an idea for that. I think what we'll have to do is we're going to have to get with the local jurisdictions and set up some kind of delivery system where, we provide something. Some exchange of goods, or we draw straws to see who goes.
I mean, I have surgical masks left over. I mean, at least anyone that has to, if we send anybody out of here, we have to
absolutely,
use some sort of PPE.
So we'll stock up on as many gloves and masks as we can get. All of it. I don't think anybody's got a mop suit anymore. That's going to do us no good. We still got old gas masks.
What do we do about the refugee camp? And because point of order, HM1 has gone out there to...
Doc, you can't go out there anymore. Our mission is the consulate here. We got to reestablish comms with DC. We got to keep...
How do you expect to establish comms with DC, man?
Doc, we're working on it. Like, the radio station, look, we're trying. But we need you. I understand you want to help all those guys, but the consulate's on lockdown. That includes you. I know it's shit, and I want to help those guys as much as we can. But what we're trying to do here is bigger than that one camp. You know what I mean, man?
I know what you mean. I was just, part of the consulate's mission is also, American citizens that are here.
I know.
So.
I know. If they can get into the city from the cordon, they've basically proven that they're not sick, then that gives us...
We can let them into the consulate at that point.
Them. Right.
We're going to run out of space quick if that happens.
I mean, if they can get into the city, then we got to be able to help them. If we run out of space inside the consulate, then, this ain't even the fucking consulate, Doc. This is just
I mean, it is a consulate. It's just not
I
the
mean,
embassy.
it's a consulate. Yeah, it's not the embassy. It's not the embassy compound we were used to. You know,
Right.
This is just a fucking office building.
Yeah.
So we'll do what we can. I don't want to leave them out there any more than you do. But we need you. You want fucking these guys treating medical? Come on, get the fuck out of here. We'll do what we can until we can't do anymore.
Yeah, and we're going to have to still get supplies still from the hospital, so, or whatever. So, I mean, at some point, we're going to have to worry about supplies. We're not set up here for that shit.
Supplies are our number one at this point. We may have to go back to the bunker and fucking sort some other shit out over there. Not exactly looking forward to that, but we gotta watch out for the ambassador now. Ma'am, currently your presence is our number one priority.
She leans back. She's like, well, I mean, I do want to remind you, Staff Sergeant, that these calls are still mine in the end.
I understand that, ma'am. But I hope you trust that we've had our experience and training lends us a little bit of insight into possibly how we should handle this. The call is ultimately yours, and the best thing I can do is advise you with my knowledge and experience. The call is yours. I just hope that you trust me enough that at least hear me out.
All right, we're going to cut the consulate off for at least a week, kind of quarantine everything off. Everything's on lockdown, nobody in and out, and we'll, I guess, just have to wait and see how it goes. We should have enough food for a week, right? Food and water.
We can stretch it. We may have to go half rats for a little bit.
Well, that's fine.
We can make it work.
I guess I'll have to live without my coffee, I guess. But I've been going this long.
You got coffee?
No, I was hoping I'd get some, but, you know. All right, thank you. Thank you all.
Yes, ma'am.
And we cut back over to y'all in the middle of the field. Quiet.
It is weird not to hear any of the birds.
I miss birds. You know, supposedly, I read this. 'Cause my dad owned a sporting goods store. That sound of birds comforts us because it means that the area is safe. It's like ingrained in us.
I think I should get the pet bird.
Would it be a wood pigeon?
I don't know. I don't know anything about birds. But maybe a chicken. So that way if it gets bad, I can still eat him. Huh?
You could eat a pigeon.
He's squab. Yeah, I know.
All right, we cut away. We see Anderson laying there, and one of the medical personnel come up and is like, excuse me, how are you feeling today? And she's like checking your pulse and, you know, kind of like checking you, seeing how you're doing, how you're feeling. Is any sensation in your feet yet?
I still can't feel anything. I'm still just stuck here. Can't move. Can't roll. Can't get up. Can't really do nothing.
Okay.
Just lifeless.
Right, I will have we'll have your food brought over here shortly. Everything else seems okay, and you know, like she's like feeling your forehead and like taking your temperature and basically checking your vital signs essentially, and just seeing how you're doing. It's like, okay, I will be back around in a little while with your breakfast.
If not, no big deal. There's no point. It's just whatever.
We still have to feed you. I mean,
just gonna be here holding this bed down.
she gets up and walks off. And the bed that you're talking about is basically like some fucking cardboard and like old clothes just like laying on the ground. And you look around and you can see other people that are, wounded or whatever, just, refugees in general. And it's been a while since you've seen Keanu.
It's a mighty fine situation you got yourself in here, Anderson. Half the people you knew are dead. The other half have abandoned you. And you can't feel the lower half of your body. I guess there's nowhere to go but up.
We cut away. We see Yuri and Keanu. And they're moving along. And Yuri puts his hand up. He's like, hold on. I think I see someone. And one of the other soldiers that had been out with you all, like, meets back up. Like, he sees him. He's like, oh, wait, that's such and such Russian name. And it's one of the Soviets that had been in the group with you. And he says something in Russian. He's like, I guess he must have made it out as well. Guy starts walking over. He says something to him in Russian real quick. He's like, all right, we're going to have to move around that area. I don't know if anyone else made it, but it didn't look like it. It looked like the others got taken out. But you all ready? We can keep moving. Are you good, Peterson?
Yeah. Is he okay?
Yes, he appears to be uninjured. I mean, he's as okay as anyone is anymore. And like, you look over and that guy's just got like this expressionless, like dead look in his eyes, But also, he's kind of looked like that the whole time, like, and the other guy doesn't speak English at all. So like, you've not been able to have a conversation with Dimitri. We'll give him a name now. At all, like, it's just been like, every once in a while he'll say something in Russian and you're like, I don't know what you're saying. It's like, yes, Dimitri is okay, but we should head out.
Yeah. We should definitely avoid that whole area. That was all bad.
All right, we should only be about 30-40 kilometers, so we should be able to get there by tomorrow. We'll just have to go around, circumvent this bullshit, and we should be able to be there tomorrow, next day maybe. All right, let's go this way. And he like points up towards the north, and you start to head north. And all of a sudden, that view becomes like a long view of it, right? Like we see it from a distance, and then these crosshairs suddenly fade in. And we see the crosshairs right on Yuri. And then they pan over. And then right there on Dimitri. And then they pan across. And they're pointed right at Keanu. And it hovers there for a moment. And we would pull back and see Rose. And we end right there.
And he just has a human finger in his mouth.
Kyle, that was a good Eeyore impression.
Nobody knows whether he's going to pull the trigger or not.
If you or someone you love is struggling with combat-related PTSD, please call 877-717-7873. Again, that number is 877-717-PTSD. Or you can visit online ptsdusa.org. That's PTSD Foundation of America. If you call, you will be immediately connected to a combat veteran who understands those experiences. And if you go to the website, they have in-person groups scattered throughout the United States. And if there isn't a peer group near you, they have online peer groups. Again, that's PTSD Foundation of America. If you're struggling, you don't have to go it alone.